What's going on, FG fam, and welcome to another episode of the Brooklyn Beats Relocation Franchise here on Madden 22 Next Gen Console, and today we get into the off-season. You're going to want to go to the bathroom, grab your popcorn, pause the video, get ready, because this is going to be a wild off-season. We have a lot of course, your user prospects to get through here. This is going to be crazy. I wonder where all you guys are going to go. We're also going to try to make this team a little bit better. I mean, our team has gotten itself up through just natural progression into at least the 70 overall range, starting from, you know, we were what, a 64, 65 overall, something like that. Maybe even worse. I don't know. We played really poorly, a 1-15-1 team. At least we got a win and a tie. So that is credit to us, I guess. Offensive passing yards were the only thing we didn't finish last in. So let's see how we can improve this team. Let's get into it. Obviously, first things first, we have some re-signings to take care of. We're going to try to bring Derek Rogers back as our kicker, but I'm not going to give him bonus. That's just not something that I'm willing to do. We'll give him about $1.5 million a year for 7 years, see if he wants to do it, and of course, he does not. Daniel Mentor was a guy that played pretty good as well, so I would give him no bonus, $1.5 million a year. There we go. Hey, somebody came back. Justin Harold is a guy I'd like to bring back as our backup quarterback. I'd give him $1.8 million a year. I just don't really want to give him any bonus. Obviously, this bonus money is just not a thing I want to give to these lower level players, but he's not interested. Terrell Crosby's a receiver that I'd be willing to bring back. I just don't really want to pay him a ton. I'll probably pay him $2 million a year, but he's not going to get any bonus either. Let's see if he'll take this. No.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
In looking for guys that have some decent skills, Rocky Walters actually has some decent zone coverage and good enough speed to really get the job done out there at safety, so we'll offer him a deal, and he will sign. I would like to bring back both tight ends, Peyton LaPierre and Levi Chambers. We'll start with Levi, who is definitely more of the blocking tight end type. We're not going to give him $1 million a year, and we're certainly not going to give him bonus, but if he'd like to come back, we'd like to bring him back. No, he is not. Peyton LaPierre is next on the list, and I'd honestly rather have him as my backup tight end. He made some decent plays in the receiving game. He's not a blocking guy, but I would definitely like to bring him back. So if we could get him for 7 years, I'll give him $1.2 million a year. He's just not interested, though.
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm going to slap you silly.
I know we're lowballing a lot of these guys, but a lot of these guys I just really don't care if they come back or they don't come back. Junior Snell is another one of those. He's a guy who could be a decent maybe backup halfback, but again, not a guy that I'm willing to invest money in the future in. And you know, we have money, I just don't want to give it to them, and he wants to play for a new team next year. That's fine. I doubt a lot of teams are going to be going after a lot of these guys, so we should be able to bring some of them back. But look, guys like Damian Allison, we're just not going to offer a guy with 61 man coverage a contract. It's just not going to be something we do. Max Tate could be a decent backup quarterback. Let's try and see if we can get him back on a low money contract. I'd give him $1.2 million. I'd give him obviously no bonus. And let's see if the quarterback from Temple will sign. No, he won't. Clayton Mobley is a guy who made some plays for us, and he doesn't really want all that much money, so he's definitely a guy I could see coming back, and he will. Looking at Jonathan Ray, his top 3 skills are actually pretty decent. He has some speed. He can tackle. He's a guy that I think maybe we can get back for just under $1 million a year for 7 years, and at worst, he'll be a practice squad guy. He is not interested. I'm a little surprised. I do feel like Cade Eisen is probably the best of the worst here at offensive line, as I haven't really been signing a lot of the offensive linemen because their blocking skills just aren't there, and Eisen just won't sign. He would have been a decent signing for us with 70 pass block at least and some strength, but he didn't want to, so we will continue the search for people we do want to bring back. Juan Fitzsimmons, I'm tempted there, but I'm not going to do it. Same with Meekins, not going to do it. Ray Fitzsimmons just does not have the blocking skills I'm looking for. Neither does Justin Fisher, so none of those guys are going to get re-signed here. We're going to go into free agency and just see what is available. Combine results are available, but so is signing free agents. So we're going to take a look and see who is actually out here to bring in. Ooh, Chris Godwin would be a very nice signing. But I have been trying to build this up with purely rookies and undrafted rookies and guys that we have had on our team. To continue building that way would be probably what I would prefer to do. So I don't really think we're going to go after anybody. We're just going to let the league do what they do. If there is anybody who was a rookie last year that we can bring in, that would be a different story. That would be something that I would look to do. But outside of that, I just don't really want to build through free agency. And with that, we look at another mock draft. Freddie Winter still being projected to go to us, which I just don't think is going to happen because I'm not going to select him. But we do have some guys like Dakota Rushing as apparently a scheme fit for us, so that's something we really need to consider and take a look at. Obviously, we need a lot of lineman help. We'll see what we can do. We may make a trade with that #1 overall pick. It's private workout time, and it's time for me to decide who I really want to scout out here. And I'm really thinking offensive line is the way to go. I think we'll look at James Rodgers. I think we will look at potentially Brian Bradley, who has been rising up draft boards. Maybe Parker Webster. I'm looking at Dakota Rushing, though. Right tackle, definitely a spot we could use. He's a big man and fits our scheme. So those are the three guys I'm going to put through for private workouts. Time for another mock draft. They still think Freddie Winter is coming to the squad, and I'm telling you that is definitely not happening. I'm sorry, whoever made Freddie. It's just not going to happen. We do have 100% on Dakota Rushing, so we'll have to take a look at him during the draft and see where potentially we may want to trade out to or whatever we may want to do. It's free agency recap time, and Tom Brady still looking for a team. I am going to look at league signings. Jimmy Garoppolo with the Buccaneers. Drew Lock, a Falcon. There you go. There's where all the quarterbacks are going to go. Harold is going to become a New England Patriot. He was our backup last year, so a lot of really low-level quarterbacks getting signed here to backup and third-stringer deals, I guess. Bringing them all into camp, why don't we? Kareem Hunt, a Falcon. Tony Pollard, a Bronco. Lots of running back movement as well. Junior Snell, who was on our team, is a Buccaneer. Patrick Ricard to the Bills. Some fullback movement. Chris Godwin signs with the Vikings and an already good receiving core. A.J. Brown to the Broncos. Mecole Hardman to the Jets. Some really good signings here at receiver for some of these teams. Michael Stevens, who we did take a look at, going to the Saints. Tight end-wise, Foster Moreau, Caden Smith, Peyton LaPierre goes to the Rams, and Dwayne Larson goes to the Rams. Two guys we really wanted to bring back, or really wanted to bring in, but we just couldn't do it. Charles Leno, the top left tackle signing to the Rams. Just not a whole lot to really look at or write home about there at left tackle, or anywhere really on the offensive line. Roger Saffold, one of the best ones, and Ben Powers. They'll both be moving to the AFC South. Center-wise, a lot of really low-level centers going here, but J.C. Treader going to the Bengals. That's a big signing for Cincy. Looking at right guards, you don't really have a whole lot there either. Will Hernandez to the Raiders is the biggest name and signing we can talk about at that position. Right tackle, Jawan James to the Bills. Adoga to the Titans is about the best we can show you there. At left end, I hate how it doesn't always go to the top. Left end, Brandon Graham going back to the Eagles, I guess in a cheaper deal. We'll see how that pans out. Defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton is the #1, and he goes to the Broncos, so good deal for them, I guess. Christian Wilkins to the Jaguars, so he stays in Florida, just a different team there. Dolphins signed a heck of a lot of defensive tackles. Rashawn Gary going to the Patriots, adding to their pass rush. That could be dangerous in Bill Belichick's defense. At middle linebacker, Levante David and Bobby Wagner find new homes. Donta Hightower as well. So all of those gentlemen moving on to new teams. Right outside linebacker, there's just not a lot to wholeheartedly look at here. Andrew Van Ginkel and Kyle Van Noy, battle of the Vans, as they are the two best right outside linebackers to even speak of. Corner, there was a lot of talent, though. Byron Murphy goes to the Bills, Sean Murphy-Bunting to the Steelers. Greedy Williams becomes a Viking. Other than that, there's a lot of veterans and some young guys really mixed in and thrown in. Oscar Allen goes to the Saints. Saints went after a lot of young dudes, and they get one there. A lot of those young corners can't cover, though, so we didn't go after them ourselves. Jalen Thompson to the 49ers, Jimmy Ward to the Eagles. So Jimmy Ward moves on in the NFC. Strong safety, Jordan Poyer goes to the Texans, Von Bell to the Giants, and Jonathan Abram to the Bears. Very interesting signings there. Kickers, Quinn Norton and Marvin Sampson find homes. Punters, Jamie Gillen, the Scottish Hammer, goes to the Tennessee Titans. And if we're looking at all of our signings, we get punter John Scott, we get left outside linebacker Will Fulton, tight end Levi Chambers joins us back, he'll be our backup for now, and center Tim Silverman will be the backup to Costello. So we do sign some guys, nothing too crazy. It's about that time to start the NFL draft. Let's get into it. We will pause immediately because we don't want the timer to run out. And of course, we have some offers for the pick, so we've got to view them because I don't plan on taking a quarterback, so we'll see what's available for us here. Pick 29 in this draft with a first and a second next year is tempting, but pick 29 isn't really where I want to bring myself down to. So it's not something I'm really looking to do. Now, pick 17 with a second and a second next year, that could be beneficial. We could also just simply move down one spot with the Patriots to pick number 2 and pick up a couple of picks for next year. I don't know if that's something I want to do either, to be completely honest with you. Everybody else seems to be offering a lot of next year picks, but not giving me anything I want this year. We can do this trade with the Eagles, move down to 11, pick up a second and a fifth for this year. We can also move down to the 4th overall pick with the Dolphins and pick up a third and a fourth for next year, which is basically what the Pats are doing to just move down to 2. I feel like that would be better for us, obviously, but that is next year picks, and I'm a little scared at doing any big move downs, which is what we would be doing. If we went all the way to 11, we move outside the top 10. There's a much better chance of getting an impact player. I will take this trade with New England, though. I don't need the number 1 pick. New England is the one that ends up taking Freddie Winter. So I'm obviously not going to move down to like pick 29 or anything. Pick 9 with a second and 4 next year is pretty tempting. Not going to lie at all. Pick 11, though, with a second and a 6, second this year, is very tempting. We could also just move down to pick 4 and pick up a next year's 3 and 5. I might just move to pick 5, though, and take a this year 3rd and next year 6. I think that's what we're going to do with the Colts. The Colts go with wide receiver DJ Taylor. That's one of you guys. The Saints get Tommy Bloxham. That's one of you guys as well. And it is James Allen, the corner out of Iowa, going to the Miami Dolphins. So that leaves us up here. This is Minnesota at pick number 9. We'll take their picks. We'll move to pick 9. Minnesota goes with Dimitri Rideout out of UCLA. Bengals go with Lucas Langley, middle linebacker of Colorado State. Chargers go Nate Jackson. That's definitely one of you guys as well. Panthers get Derek Vance. We know that's our man Derek, a mod here on this channel. Pick 21 would be cool. If we could get our man at pick 21 and pick up another first, that would be great. You know, as I look at it, they're giving us 100% on him. They're saying his talent is round 2 to 3, which does scare me a little bit. Being indecisive and not being able to make up my mind, honestly, I think we're going to move down quite a bit here. I think we're going to take the extra first from Tennessee and the third next year, move to 21. We'll figure it out when we get there. The Cardinals select Sean Williams, the corner out of Auburn. Dakota rushing. There he goes.
Am I crying? No, I'm not crying.
Let's take Michael McHugh out of Central Michigan. That'll be our pick. He's a normal, but he's very athletic. I like his athleticism ratings. The strength isn't there, but we're going to find out what we get out of him.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
But we really do need linemen. And if we take Jared Blanton, I think we get a pretty good value here. It's looking like a great value. That is who we're going to select. Hidden development, 6'6", 334. We'll take it. He's strong. He's got acceleration and a lot of really good ratings as far as technique.
Oh, God.
So, still some more guys we can pick from. Freddie Allen is still there. And considering that we scouted him out pretty well and he looks really good, I think we're going to take a chance on Freddie Allen here with this pick. He is normal development, but very athletic, very fast, very quick, and agile, and we'll see what his actual catching numbers end up giving him here.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Newton is up here, and he's got A tackle, B finesse moves. This is a guy we can certainly use on our defensive line at the very least. And I'm going to take Matt Newton out of Washington here. That's going to be our selection. Hidden development, 6'6", 302 pounds. Fast and strong at defensive end. I love it.
Yeah.
First in speed at right outside linebacker. Very athletic player. I don't see a lot of great stuff as far as his moves, stamina, but he does have awareness, and man coverage is good, so we're going to take him. A nice cover outside linebacker. This is a guy that could definitely help us out of Wake Forest. A lot of athleticism. We'll have to see.
Yes!
I don't really want to pick in the second now. I'd like a third round pick. Let's see. The Raiders are willing to give us a third, fourth, and a sixth. We'll make that deal. Think I might have found a guy who's acceptable to me. Dave Quincy, very athletic center, extremely athletic, and look at the pass block and finesse. We need a guy like that on our team. 86 strength. He's got enough athleticism. I can't wait to see what he is.
Yes!
I feel like Alan Cobb here has a little bit of a weakness at lead block, obviously. Pass block finesse is looking good. Awareness is looking pretty good. His physicals are not bad at all. We need a line depth. We're going to take him. He's a hidden development at 6'4", 311 pounds. Not the greatest of strength, but the acceleration, agility, that'll work. Here's a D tackle with B block shed. That might be something that'll help us out. Hey, he's got decent injury and stamina. If we're going to take a flyer, not a bad guy to take one on. He is normal, but 88 strength with decent acceleration. Hopefully he's got some good technique.
Oh, yeah!
Have Aaron Gore. We already looked at Burke. I didn't really like him very much. Pursuit is good. Man coverage is good. This is another guy. Maybe he's got some things about him. Obviously, D injury isn't good, but he's number 1 at left outside linebacker in the 40. We'll take a shot there. Normal development, but very fast, very athletic. Not super strong, but we'll see if he's got anything about him.
Oh, yeah!
B catching and a 4.39 speed. That's not bad. We don't know anything about his coverage, but I'll take the flyer on Campbell. 93 speed, 93 excel. That's very good. He's got really good athleticism, and he can catch. Maybe he'll make some picks back there.
Yes! 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 Yes!
We do have 2 picks in a row. Let's see what is available here. Is that linebacker still available that was up there? It does not appear he is. No. So, we've already taken free safety. We could go strong safety as, like, a backup option. I don't know that I love... Ooh, B catching. I do love that. A stamina, B injury. That's a guy that'll see the field if we put him on the field. You know what? We'll take the flyer there. No real big issue there. We'll take that flyer. 86 speed, 90 acceleration.
Yeah!
And we have the very next pick, which I'd like to take a flyer on a punter. I just don't know really who's going to be the guy here, to be honest with you. With elite kick power is Elliot Austin, and we know he has D awareness, but you know what? Elite kick power, we're going to take him. That'll be our new punter. 96 kick power. Could also take chances on this really, really athletic defensive end, Will Shipp. You know what? We'll take that chance. Really, really athletic defensive end. Maybe we'll find a way to play him. All right, here's a guy we don't know much about. He doesn't have the greatest combine, but man, those letter grades are leading me on. It could be a complete smokescreen, but I'm going to fall for it right here. We are going to take Anthony Houston, and man, it looks like I might have fallen for a real smokescreen.
No! God, please, no!
Got 2 picks in a row here, so I don't think there's any harm in potentially looking for a trade, but I don't really love what I'm seeing. We could get a 4th and a 7th next year from Miami. I think that's what we'll take. I don't really know where I want to go with this pick either. This might be something we trade. Ooh, a 4-3-5 corner with B hit power and a block shed, eh? I'll take him. We'll bring him in. That's super fast. We'll take a fast, speedy guy that block sheds and hits people.
Oh, God.
Now we're in the 5th round. We got a few selections here in the 5th round, obviously, as well. We want to bring in players we need, and we're going to take a flyer on just about any tackle we can. So, DeMarcus Green, welcome to the team. 85 strength. He's not great, but we'll see what we can do with him. B pursuit and C zone for a left outside linebacker. We'll at least bring him into camp. Screw it. We'll give it a shot. He's not the most athletic dude in the world. Very average there, but B pursuit, B stamina, C man, C zone, looking pretty good to me. All right, we don't have much left here. We're into the 6th round. We don't have a lot of picks left, but I'm going to try to pick up some 5th rounders for next year from some crappy teams. Philadelphia had the 11th pick. We'll take theirs. We'll take Baltimore's as well for another 6th. Apparently, we got a lot more 6th round picks than I thought. We're going to trade this one as well, and we'll trade that to New Orleans. And then we have one final 6th round pick. We'll see if we can get a 5th for it. If we can't, maybe we'll make a selection. Doesn't look like we can, so let's see if we can pick somebody. Apparently, Andrew Cersei is the most athletic left tackle in the entire draft, with the number 140, the number 1 3-cone, and the number 1 shuttle. He's got horrible-looking ratings, but for a late 6th, we'll take the flyer. He's got decent strength, at least. Maybe a guard. We've got a couple 7th round picks. Let's see if anybody's willing to give a 6th for it. Apparently, Philadelphia is. And this is our final pick, the 9th pick in the 7th. Is anybody willing to give a 6 for this pick? Doesn't look like it. We'll make the selection. It'll be our last selection of this draft. How is Zach Green athletically, at the very least? 4.49, not something I like. Richard LaPierre runs a 4.28. I am sold. So we will take Richard LaPierre and his 95 speed and see what we can do with it. I don't know how good he's actually going to be. His catching's a C. He run blocks a little bit, so maybe that'll help us out. To the draft recap we go. Michael McHugh ends up being a 75 overall. His awareness is really what's killing him. I think he's a pretty well-rounded player, though. Jared Blanton ends up being a 70. Not bad for the 2nd round. Same for Freddie Allen, a 75 overall is not bad for the 2nd round. Matt Newton, a 73 at defensive end. In the 2nd round, I'll take it. Cordell Boston, maybe a bust. 64 overall in the 2nd round. But in the 3rd, we made up for it. We got a 69, nice, in Dave Quincy. And we got a 70 in Alan Cobb, both on the offensive line. We really needed them. Then continuing in the 3rd, DeMarcus Jackson, maybe not the guy we thought he was. Aaron Gore, same thing, mid-60s. But Eddie Campbell's a nice little steal there, 70 overall. Also, our punter is a 71, so not bad there. A 66 at strong safety, a 69 at defensive end in Will Shipp, who's very athletic. Alfaro's a 66, 63 for Houston. Callahan is a 67, 62 for Green, 65 for Conley, 62 for Cersei, and a big-time steal for Richard LaPierre, as he is a 70 overall. 95 speed. And if you want to see some of his catching ratings, there they are, an 80 catch, 75 in traffic, and 76 spec. That is not bad at all. I think we brought in a couple of pretty good receivers. Look at that, Freddie Allen as well. So that could add to the weaponry for sure, but we really needed to add to the offensive line, and I think we did a decent job there. If we look at how the draft went, I'll go from the top. You can tell me where you were selected, what you think of the team that you're going to be playing on, and what you think of your ratings, your overall. Just going to go through like the first round, Eisenberger, Moeller. I know some of you guys, definitely some of these picks are definitely users, you guys, because I put you all in here. I don't, sometimes short-term memory loss is a good thing because I don't remember exactly what I did with y'all or where I put y'all or what round you guys are in or what. But I tried to make all of you guys like first or second round picks if I could. If there were too many people at one position, I wasn't able to do it. But you guys can let me know where you ended up falling on this list, as I'll probably go through the first 3 rounds. I don't think I put anybody outside of the first 3 rounds, unless a position was like overfilled. Plus, I tried to make you guys all decent players. So look at that steal. Joey Harris, a 74 in the 4th round. Why didn't we select that dude? You know, and that's kind of what I do like about the new scouting system. You're not always going to get the best draft picks, but I do wish that they added more weight to when you actually put guys in a workout. You guys saw, I put that dude in a workout and I got 40% on him. That is not good enough in my opinion, because he had 40% before I put him in a workout. What's the sense of putting him in a workout then? Or putting him in a private interview or whatever it is that you do. But there we go. That's the list of drafts. If you guys want to be in next year's draft class, there will be a thing in the description below, a template that you can fill out in order to get into next year's draft class. Please make sure you fill it out completely and accurately, because I will make players the way that you guys put it in there. So if you put a really weird weakness, he's going to have a really weird weakness. That's going to really affect your player. So make sure you take it seriously. And let's move on. What's interesting is that Terrell Crosby never did find a team, but we're not interested in him now because look at Gregory Stroud, a superstar, eh? We will take him.
Hell yes.
Well, I wanted Cade Eisen. He never signed. Now we're going to get him. Clyde Jackson fits the scheme here. We're going to bring him into camp. Dwayne Bradshaw not only fits our scheme, but is a star development. So, yeah, he's coming to camp too. Doug Arrington, a rookie corner out of USC, another star dev fitting the scheme. Welcome in. Oh, remember when Derek Rogers wouldn't sign? Yeah, you're coming back, bud. So I think what we're going to do here is fire Carson Monk, get another level 1 scout that maybe either does tackles or something else on defense. So obviously I need a tier 1 guy. I'm looking for somebody who will do offensive tackle. Here we go. Jerome Strange, you're hired. So now we've got a pretty well-rounded scouting team, looking at some DBs, looking at defensive ends, looking at linebackers on the outside. Still need a couple of quarterbacks on the roster. So we'll bring in Brett Shaw, who seems to fit the scheme as a strong arm. And same for 21-year-old Reed Whitworth out of New Mexico State. Another halfback would do nice for us, so Andrew Bradford appears to fit us. We'll bring him in out of Liberty. Now we've gotten the team to a 72 overall, and we're into the preseason. So next episode, you will see who is going to end up making the squad. Hope you guys enjoyed this offseason. I hope you guys are ready to find out what ends up being our final roster.
I'm ready!
Did you get drafted by the Beats? Where did you end up going? Are we gonna play you? Are you in the AFC? Are you in the NFC? Let me know all that stuff in the comments section below. What do you think the Brooklyn Beats record will be in the regular season this year? What do you think their preseason record is going to be, as we'll go through the entire preseason in the next episode, as well as setting up the roster and the depth chart and all that stuff that will make way for season number 2 in the Brooklyn Beats franchise. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please go ahead and drop the like on the video. Subscribe if if you're new to the channel, for the love of all things franchise in all sports, as that's what we're going to try to do here. Thank you guys so much again for all of your support all the time. You guys are the greatest. Thank you guys for leaving comments as well, as it really does help me out. And if you guys want to see some more franchise, make sure you click right here to see some more franchise, as well as looking in the description below to join the Discord and come follow the Twitch. Come hang out with me live. Again, thank you guys, and I'll see y'all next time.